Apple pivoted from trying to meet a market that Microsoft already saturated and say, let me go after the consumer and create a brand. And then Apple from 1998 up to now, they have been pivoting and saying, listen, we don't care about corporate world. We don't care about what they do in the offices. Let them use their Windows computers and get stuff. You see, people who like themselves and want to feel a sense of exclusivity, we will sell to them. And that's gotten them to where they are. So Apple had to pivot, but they started off in a position where Microsoft was destroying them. Microsoft now reached in the early 2000s and were like, okay, cool, we'll still take the business market. And then they realized, whoa, we can't sell to this business market anymore because it's saturated. Let's go and try consumer stuff. And then they bounce up, boom, Apple, who's been there. And Microsoft were like, hey, we can't take them one by. And not making any sense. So then, 2008 now. Guess what happened in 2008? Guess. It has something to do with Apple. They created a particular device as one of the most popular things. No? Apple, in 2008, a particular device that everybody wants. What's the device that everybody wants when they think about Apple? Right, an iPhone. Right. I didn't ask you if you like it. Come Friday. Yeah. So they pivoted and they were like, okay, what is the new consumer trend? Because people will stop using computers and they're going to start to use mobiles. They create the iPhone. And when they create the iPhone, they revolutionized the market of cell phones. But how did they know to do that? Pivot. Now imagine the original iPhone is more than 10 years old now. When we say iPhone, we'd be like, yeah, our iPhone, that's a brand that's been running. Yeah, that's running for 13 years now. Yeah, it's been there. And Microsoft, everybody was like, nah, but we can't. This not working out. Good. So, flip now to Google, who is 23 years old. Google sat down and said, hey, y'all, you know, it have this thing called the internet, right? Because the internet has been around since 1986. The internet is there. And Google was like, you all know that everybody is trying to put their stuff on this thing called the internet because they're going to share information. What if we create a dictionary for the internet? And to create a dictionary for the internet, you have to now index every single website that is there and write it down on a piece of paper. So Google started off by writing out all the websites on a piece of paper that were there. But back in 1995, it only had like 50, 60 websites that were on the internet. So they just had a little file and they said type up all the pages. So when somebody came and searched, it will go, they will be like, which one is searching for? It'll search through the table, blah, 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 just like a phone book. But for them to see that would become something big. Everybody else now has been left in the dust when it comes to search, because people now realize when you want to get something, Google is now a verb. But how did they figure that out? They were just sitting down saying, listen, something is going to happen in the future and I'm going to put myself in a position for when this becomes popular, when this becomes necessary, they come to me. So where do we stand when it comes to that kind of thinking? Where do we stand when it comes to that kind of, okay, what is the next thing that's going to be in demand in Trinidad and Tobago in the next 3 years? Let me put things in place right now to be the one that could provide it. Right now, I'm not going to make any money off of it. But I know for sure it's going to be there. And the people are putting themselves in place right now that you don't know their company name. In 10 years, you'll be like, where that company come from, boy? Ah, yes. So Google now, they did search. 2008 came and they realized, wait, boy, we mastered this search thing and we have zero competition. When you have a cash cow in a business, the cow does get fat. And when the cow get too fat, it's going to eventually die. So you have to find a new prospect. So Google was like, this iPhone thing, what that Apple have here, it go and take something away from us, which is the new search market, because the previous search market was on computers. But now where everybody does search? On the phone.